Meet Zeki. Zeki is a monkey who lives in the jungle, and just like you and me, he enjoys the finer things in life. A nice, comfy branch to sleep on, a steady supply of delicious bananas, maybe a few extra snacks here and there. He likes living a comfortable life. But one day while peeling his morning banana, Zeki has a thought. A big one. He looks around at his simple life and thinks, life is pretty good, but could it be better? He sees other monkeys with fancier vines, bigger banana stashes, and even little gadgets they've made. Zeki wants more. He wants to upgrade his lifestyle. So Zeki decides to borrow some bananas. He goes to the biggest, wisest monkey in the jungle, who runs a sort of jungle bank. Let's call him the Banana Baron. Zeki explains his plan. He'll borrow a bunch of bananas now, build a better nest, and enjoy a more luxurious life. He promises to pay them back later, with a few extra bananas as interest. The Banana Baron agrees, and Zeki walks away with a huge bunch of bananas, feeling like the king of the jungle. Immediately, Zeki's life changes. He builds a multi-level nest with a leaf-thatched roof. He trades for exotic fruits he's never tasted before. He even gets a special back scratcher stick. Life is amazing. He feels successful and happy. For a while, borrowing seems like the best decision he's ever made. But then, the first payment is due. Zeki has to give the Banana Baron a portion of his borrowed bananas back, plus one extra. No problem, he thinks. He can just forage a little extra this week. It's a small price to pay for this wonderful new life. He makes the payment and goes back to enjoying his comfort. As the weeks go by, Zeki keeps up with his payments. But he notices something. He's spending a lot of his time and energy just gathering enough bananas to pay back his debt. The time he used to spend relaxing or hanging out with friends is now spent working. The joy of his new lifestyle starts to fade a little, replaced by a nagging pressure. One day, an unexpected storm hits the jungle. It knocks down many banana trees, and foraging becomes much harder. Suddenly, Zeki can't gather enough bananas to make his payment. He starts to panic. If he defaults, he'll lose his fancy nest and all his new possessions. Feeling desperate, Zeki goes back to the Banana Baron. He can't pay this week's debt. The Baron, a clever businessman, offers a solution. Don't worry, Zeki, he says. You can borrow more bananas to cover this week's payment. Zeki is relieved. He takes another loan to pay off the first loan. He doesn't realize it yet, but he's just stepped onto a dangerous treadmill. Now, Zeki owes even more than before. The interest is higher. He has to work even harder just to keep up. He's so busy foraging for payment bananas that he barely has time to enjoy his fancy nest. He's stressed, tired, and constantly worried. His luxurious life has become a golden cage. Zeki starts noticing other monkeys in the same situation. They all look tired. They all have fancy things, but none of them look truly happy. They're all running on the same treadmill, borrowing more to pay off what they already owe. They're trapped in a cycle. This is the debt cycle. It starts with a simple desire for a better life. Borrowing feels like a shortcut. And for a short time, it works. But the interest adds up. Unexpected problems happen. And soon, you find yourself borrowing just to stay afloat. You're working not for your future, but to pay for your past. Zeki finally has a big realization. The comfort he bought with borrowed bananas wasn't real comfort. It was a temporary illusion that came with a very high price, his freedom and peace of mind. The constant pressure of debt was costing him more than any banana was worth. He looks at his very first loan, a simple desire for more, then the second loan to cover a payment. That's where the cycle really began. Each new loan just dug the hole deeper, increasing the total amount owed and the interest he had to pay each month. He was spending all his energy just to stand still. Zeki decides he's had enough. He goes to the Banana Baron and declares his intention to get out of debt. He sells his fancy back scratcher. He trades his exotic fruits for plain, old, reliable bananas. He moves out of his multi-level nest and back to a simpler, smaller one. It's a humbling experience. It's tough. He takes all the extra bananas he earns from this downsizing and makes a huge payment on his loan. It's a start. Then he creates a plan. He calculates exactly how many bananas he needs to gather each day. Some are for him to live on, and a big chunk is dedicated to paying down his debt. It's a long, hard process. There are no more lazy afternoons or luxury snacks. Every banana has a purpose. Some days, he gets discouraged. He sees other monkeys enjoying themselves and feels a pang of envy. But then he remembers the stress, the constant worry, and the feeling of being trapped. That memory keeps him going. Slowly but surely, the debt starts to shrink. With each payment, Zeki feels a little lighter, a little freer. He's no longer working for the banana baron, he's working for himself. He's not paying for the past, he's investing in his future. And then, the day finally comes. Zeki brings his very last payment to the banana baron. As he hands over the final banana, a huge weight lifts from his shoulders. He is finally free. He owns his time again. He owns his life. Walking away from the baron's stand, Zeki feels a sense of joy that is far greater than anything his borrowed luxuries ever gave him. He may live in a simple nest, but he has something far more valuable: peace of mind. He learned that true wealth isn't about how much you have, but how little you owe. Zeki's story is a simple fable, but it reflects a reality many of us face. The allure of more can easily lead us into a cycle of debt that drains our energy, our time, and our happiness. Getting out requires sacrifice and discipline, but the freedom on the other side is priceless. It's about choosing long-term peace over short-term pleasure. So the next time you're tempted to borrow for something you don't truly need, think of Zeki. Ask yourself, is this temporary upgrade worth my future freedom? Building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. And the most important step is to not run the race with weights tied to your ankles. Thanks for watching. If you found this story helpful, give us a like and subscribe for more simple stories about complex financial ideas. See you next time.